Because it's almost the last day of school, I need to hurry and try to get Lulu and the Brontosaurus finished. Remember when we left off last time? Lulu had ran and escaped from the Brontosaurus. He wanted to make her the pet, and she didn't like that. Alright, so she had just run off. But then, after maybe an hour, Lulu heard a different voice, a not so friendly voice, saying, "Hold it right there!" And standing up on his two hind legs and blocking her path through the forest stood the black bear she had stomped on yesterday. "You hold it right there," said Lulu. "And please," there was that P word again, "don't keep shaking your clawy paws at me. If I have to stomp you, I'll stomp you, but I'd really rather not stomp you. I'd rather..." She opened her suitcase and took out a jar of golden honey. "Give you this if you'll get out of my way." What's going on with Lulu? She'd rather not stomp him? The bear took the jar of honey, opened the top, dipped in his paw, and slurpily licked it, mumbling something that sort of sounded like "thank you." Dipping and licking and slurping, he hurried out of Lulu's path, and she continued tromping through the forest until another not too friendly voice said, "This time I'm eating you before you bonk me." And there was the tiger, the silky, slinky tiger of yesterday, ready to pounce on her. "Forget the eating and bonking," said Lulu, "and try on this beautiful scarf." She pulled a long, floaty, bright green scarf from her suitcase. "It matches your eyes, and I'll give it to you if you'll please get out of my way." And the tiger, happily wearing the eye-matching scarf around her black and orange striped neck, growled something that sounded something like "thank you," and slunk away, and Lulu continued tromping through the forest. Until, well, what do you think she met next? A wolf, a giraffe, a lion? Don't be ridiculous. Of course she met, what else? The snake, who was hissing an even nastier hiss than he'd hissed the day before and warning her, "This time I'll be the tighter squeezer." Lulu looked disgusted, told him, "Nobody's squeezing anybody. All I'm doing is getting home today." Then she reached in her suitcase and pulled out a small flowered rug and explained to the snake, "This is for you if you'll please get out of my way. A soft rug to rest on whenever you feel like resting." The snake took the rug in his mouth and tried, well, at least I think he tried to say thank you to Lulu, though it's hard to tell when a mouth is full of rug. In any case, he went slithering off wherever a snake goes slithering, and Lulu continued tromping through the forest. It wasn't too much later that Lulu could see that she was nearly out of the forest. She was happy that soon she would be with her mom and dad. But along with feeling happy, she was also feeling sad when she thought of the Brontosaurus she'd left behind. As a matter of fact, she pictured the poor, lonely dinosaur so clearly in her mind that it almost seemed he was standing there, just outside of the forest, waiting for her. And he was. Was Lulu shocked? You bet. What? She asked. "Are you doing here, Mr. B?" "I found a shortcut," the Brontosaurus replied. Lulu smiled a soft, sweet smile, then shook her head and sighed. And then she said, "And even though I'm the person writing the story, I truly don't know why she's saying it in rhyme. Please try to understand, Mr. B, that I cannot be your pet, even though you're the nicest Brontosaurus I ever met. And if you take me away with you, I'll keep running back home every chance that I get." Not a bad rhyme, though. The last line's a little lumpy. "I already figured that out while I was waiting for you," the Brontosaurus told Lulu. "I do understand that you can't be my pet, but please understand that I can't be your pet either." Well, Lulu understood and the Brontosaurus understood. It seemed there was only one thing left to do. So they stood there, quietly looking at each other for a moment, and then they did it. The Brontosaurus bent his long neck till his face was close to Lulu's. He kissed her gently on the cheek, and he said, "Happy birthday, little pet, and goodbye." Lulu put her arms around the brontosaurus's neck. She kissed him gently on his nose and said, "Don't be too lonely, Mr. B, and goodbye." Then she slowly walked down the road that would take her home. Then he slowly walked down the road that would take him home. And although Lulu and the brontosaurus remembered each other forever, they never, ever saw each other again. The maybe end. Wait, I'm really not that sure about that ending. It may be a little too mushy, a little too sad. But since I'm the person writing this story, I'm writing another ending, and you can decide which one you'd rather have. Well, Lulu understood and the brontosaurus understood that neither of them could be the other's pet. But why should that mean that they had to say goodbye? "Come with me and I'll give you a piece of my birthday cake," said Lulu. "I'd like that," the dinosaur said. "May I give you a ride?" And Lulu arrived at her house riding happily on the back of the brontosaurus. When her mom and her dad heard the noise of a dinosaur clomping into their yard, they remembered Lulu, and they remembered her birthday. Lucky for all, her cake had already been made. "Don't worry, he isn't my pet," Lulu said. "He's only going to stay for a piece of cake and a glass of lemonade. But he's kind of a lonely guy, and I would like to invite him back for Thanksgiving dinner." From that time on, the brontosaurus came to Lulu's house for her birthday, Thanksgiving, and the 4th of July. And sometimes she visited his house, though. Since she didn't like eating leaves, she always brought a suitcase with the pickle sandwich. And on one very special birthday, she not only invited her friend the brontosaurus, but also the snake and the tiger and the bear. And the brontosaurus noticed that whenever Lulu asked for anything, she always said please. The end. Maybe. I'm still not totally satisfied. I'm going to try one more, because I think I need to answer certain questions like, were Lulu's mom and dad worried sick when she didn't come home that night? Had they bought her a present for her birthday? Did she completely stop being a pain and turn into polite? And how did all that stuff fit into her suitcase? I'm going to answer these questions, and when I'm done, you'll have the choice of those 3 different endings. Well, Lulu understood and the brontosaurus understood that though they couldn't be pets, they could be friends. So Lulu invited the brontosaurus back to her house for some birthday cake and introduced him to her mom and dad. They hadn't been waiting and worrying and wondering because they had fallen asleep sipping their tea, and they didn't open their eyes until the brontosaurus, with Lulu riding on his back, came clomp, clomp, clomping into their front yard. They gave her a silver necklace for her birthday. She sang them a whole new brontosaurus song. I didn't get a brontosaurus for a pet. I didn't get a brontosaurus for a pet. Well, it sure looks like you brought one home, Lulu's mom said to Lulu. And we still say no, you can't have one. And both of them waited for Lulu to screech and throw herself down on the floor and kick her heels and wave her arms in the air. Except she didn't. What happened to the screeching? Asked her quite astonished mom. And her dad said, what about throwing yourself on the floor? Lulu replied, very dignified, I'm 1 year older today, and I'm not doing that kid stuff anymore. And she says a very nice please, says the brontosaurus. After the cake and the lemonade, the dinosaur said goodbye, but he would return for many holiday visits. Sometimes the snake and tiger and bear came too. Although she kept getting older, Lulu never turned into perfect. She still, though less and less often, sometimes screeched and sometimes forgot to say please, though she never again in her life said, "Foo on you." But she mainly wasn't a pain, and the brontosaurus was mainly not lonely anymore. And for how all that stuff fit into Lulu's suitcase, I'm sorry to say that I don't have a clue. I am, after all, just the person who's writing this story. The end. I hope you enjoyed that book. I thought it was pretty cute.